Thanks for joining us for the 2020 Candidate One-on-One Interview Series. For those that haven't seen any of these videos yet, my name is Cory King. I am the Executive Director of the Southern Mid-Coast Maine Chamber, and the series is sponsored by Priority Real Estate Group. This is a series just so you have a chance to get to know the candidates that are in our chamber service area. So our chamber service area has 16 communities. There are 9 races, 2 in the Senate, 7 in the House. And there are 2 candidates for each seat. So it's an 18 candidate interview series that we're doing just because it's hard for candidates to get around right now between door knocking and other things. And so we thought this was a great way to bring it to you. One disclaimer off the top, the Southern Mid-Coast Maine Chamber does not endorse any candidates. Also, Priority Real Estate Group is sponsoring this series to support the chamber, but in no way is there participation and endorsement of any particular candidate. With all that being said, I want to introduce our next guest. It is State House District 52 candidate, Sean Paulhus. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you, Cory, for inviting me to be on and speaking with you about the race this year.
Oh, hey, Sean. Thanks for being here. Right off the top, one of the things I like to do, some people don't know what district they're in. So can you tell me what comprises State House District 52?
Well, luckily for us in House District 52, it is all of Bath, and that is it.
That is
so
it.
We're very lucky that way.
Yeah, it's you and there's one that's all Topsom. It's like, no, it's just Topsom. Where other people are like, wait, if you go down this street, you go past that tree, and then you,
right.
No, it's just that. Could not be easy. That's great. Sean, just an easy three question interview here.
Sure.
And we're just going to start with what's your background? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm from Bath. I grew up here. Went through the school system. Graduated from Morris High School in 2004. Went to college in Ohio for political science and history. Came back in 2008. And quickly, I knew I wanted to come back to Bath after college, so I did, and quickly got involved in work and up in Augusta, and have been up there just for about 10 years or so. And then recently I'm working over at Bowdoin College, and in the meantime I've gotten married, started a family, and I recently bought my house, which is six generations of my family have lived in here in Bath, so very proud about that. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we have kids in the school system here, so we're dealing with all the same issues that everyone else is this year, especially. So, but it's exciting.
Oh yeah, no, it's exciting, but yeah, it is a challenge for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, this year is as unique as any other. I'll say that I'm also a native Mainer who went out of school and then came back and decided I want to do my career in my life here. So, we're in Ohio, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I went to Marietta College in Marietta, Ohio.
Nice.
Which is right on the border with West Virginia.
Okay.
I don't know if you know David McCullough, the author and historian. He actually just wrote a book called The Pioneers, which is about the settling of Marietta in the Northwest Territory, because it was the first settlement during that time. So, yeah.
You are a history buff. Look at you. You know, I was upstate New York, Ithaca College, because it was close to Syracuse, and I've loved the
Nice.
So, anyway, so you are the incumbent in this seat. So normally the question is, why are you running? But take that however you want. Why are you running, or why are you continuing to run? That's sort of thing.
Well, as some people may know, last year I was elected in the special election, so I came in kind of right in the middle of the session last year, which was the long session.
Yeah.
As kind of part of that, I was not able to really introduce anything. I kind of missed that deadline, but it was very exciting. We did a lot of work. I was appointed to Inland Fisheries and Wildlife Committee, and so I kind of hit the ground running last year, and then this year our session got cut short because of the pandemic and everything. So I would like the opportunity to serve a full term representing my city and constituents. And I think there's a lot of work, especially with everything that's been going on. I've been helping a lot of constituents during this pandemic with resources through unemployment, labor, small businesses getting help with from the economic recovery grant. So there are a lot of things that we've been working on through the legislature and the executive branch. And I think there's a lot of things that we can continue doing. I think there's some things that we learned, especially as legislators, helping our constituents during this process that we know that we can do better or we can make better, especially in services to constituents and making sure they're getting the benefits and resources that they need, both during a time like this, but anytime.
Well, that's really interesting that you say that, because you're absolutely right, Sean. This when COVID-19 struck, I mean, there is no playbook for this. I mean, this is not something that we've gone through, and so it was a little bit of driving the ship while you're building it, and so yeah, there definitely are some things that we can learn for how to do a stimulus package better. Where are the pain points for the constituents? All of those things, and I relate so much to what you said. I mean, the value of a chamber is creating those long-term relationships, helping the long-term success of a region. But really, since COVID struck, we've been doing so many immediate things for people, like, how do I apply for the PPP? Great, let me show you. And it's been a really interesting way to connect with people in a way that people may not have viewed us before. And I know the legislators, did exactly that as well.
Exactly, and I also serve on the city council in Bath.
Okay.
I've been on the city council for 13 years. I was first elected when I was 22, right out of college.
I was gonna say, yeah, that was right when you came back. Wow.
Yeah, so quickly got in, but so I've been able to kind of see it from a state and on a local government level as well. And we've been, along with the grant program from the state level and beyond, we've also been, the city started its own program. We helped about 30 small businesses in the Bath area who applied. I think we're working on getting another phase kind of going for the city, looking how that would be moving forward. So, so I've kind of had the perspective of both local and state government, and kind of trying to bridge some of those resources as much as possible for both of them. So I think I've gotten a very good perspective from both sides, which I'm moving forward. I want to take that experience and really expand on that. That's for sure. Because I think in the legislature, it's really good to have people that are working family legislators, people that are, they're not retired, they're not, have independent whatever. I think it's just a very good that you don't see many people working families that have kids in the school right away. And so I think it's a really good thing to have in the legislature, and I want to represent that as well.
Well, sure. It's like what you said before, it's you have to be, I mean, you don't have to be in it to understand it, but it is more visceral. It is more educational, I guess, if you're going through it at the time. I mean, that's why people get involved in their school boards when their children are students in the school, and after their kids graduate, they decide not to be on the school board anymore. But it's that same sort of thing where if you're working on projects that are going to help working families, it's nice to know the idiots and stuff. Just a few minutes left, but I want to just give you a kind of an open-ended question here about what are some of the issues that you're excited to tackle? What are some of the issues that you think are going to be facing Mainers? And any of the big issues that you think are going to be really important for this next legislature?
Yeah, I kind of touched on a little bit. I think a lot of the stuff when we get back, we're gonna, if I have the opportunity to go back to the legislature, I think is tackling a lot of those issues that we were able through social services, small business, how we can shore up and help our small businesses, because of course small businesses are the backbone of our state. I mean, if we don't have small businesses in Bath or Maine, then that hurts everybody. So I think making sure that we're able to assist them and individuals and families. So I think those are all major things. Of course, healthcare, education. Last session, we continue to push the education payments closer and closer to the 55%. So we're over the 50%. I think we're at 51, 52 maybe. So I want to continue to do that. We got to make sure that we're, healthcare's, especially now, is even more of a highlight, to make sure that people are getting the healthcare that they need, that our essential workers are getting the resources they need, and they're being backed up for all that they're doing to help our citizens and everything. So I think those are probably going to be the major things moving forward that the legislature is going to really have to tackle.
Oh, I agree. I think healthcare, education for sure. I mean, those are annually big topics, but they're big topics because they affect so many people. They affect our taxes. And then the business recovery piece is absolutely crucial. I know in particular, I know the tourism-based businesses are hurting a lot because they just did not have their typical seasons. And how do you make them whole again? But I also know that there's other types of industries that haven't been allowed to open yet, or the rules for them opening. I mean, specifically, there's some spas and some things like that where it's just not tenable. And it's like, I mean, there are some businesses that haven't been able to open that much, but then you also people not open at all. I mean, that's a really tough situation.
It is a very tough situation, and and kind of like you were saying, with this whole pandemic thing, we've been really building as we're going. So, that's, unfortunately, that's been kind of the part of it. I think now that we've had some time, we're really seeing what worked, what didn't work. We're really trying to, and the governor recently, started the second phase of the economic recovery grant program. She just announced that recently. So I think those kind of things, the faster we can get those kind of things to small businesses and groups, that then they can use those resources to open up. And I think, it's tough all around.
For sure. But they can make themselves whole again. I know the first phase was only companies that had 50 employees or less, and then phase 2 was up to 250. So that gets some of those mid-range businesses, included in that too, which is great. Hey,
and
Sean, okay.
No, I was just gonna say that also eligible in that second phase are the child care organizations, behavioral health groups, and any business less than a year old. $5 million is being set aside for just businesses that have opened in the last year. So I think those are all really important resources that we can really, really get to. So I hope people, if they see this or hear about it, the eligibility for that is, the deadline, I believe, is October 23rd. So hopefully people can really, take advantage of that.
Well, we've been sharing it in our newsletters, and it's just, again, it's people are tired, and people their attention is so divided, and it's kind of keying them in on, this is important, this is some money that you can get and can help make you whole. Like, ignore something else, but focus on this for a second, because that's what the money's intended.
And and it's been, as state representative and city council, that's been helping businesses and families in this process get those resources. That's what I've been working on all summer and stuff. And you can really, when you're talking to business owners and families, like, when they are able to get those resources, that's what it's all about, is helping people get the things that to get them through. And
that's such a key point, because you offer this up to people, but it's not like you're not signing up 300 people with one email. You know, it's a lot of one-on-one, one at a time. And
Yep.
sometimes it feels like you're pushing this rock up a hill, but every little step is progress. And every business that you can help, that helps the employees of that business, and
Exactly.
which then helps the community. So it's a long battle, but I think together we can do it. So, Sean,
Yeah.
if just to wrap up, if people want to talk to you, connect with you, hear more about you, what's the best way for them?
They can contact me through phone. They can contact my contacts on the city website and on the state House of Representatives website, and email, and I have Facebook.
So give me the email address and give me the Facebook page.
Yeah, it's email is seanpaulhus@gmail.com. That's the easiest and quickest way. It's all one word, first and last name.
Yep, and it's
And then,
SEAN for Sean, and
yes,
Paulhus is Paul, Paulhus.
yes, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's all
and
good.
and and then Facebook, we have Sean Paulhus for State Representative Facebook page. If you just Google, do the search for Sean Paulhus, you'll find it.
That's what I did. That's how we first got in contact. That's how it came right up. So, Sean, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
Do appreciate it. And to everybody out there, if you're watching this video, one of the things I like to say at the end is, if you like what you heard today, please share it, pass it around on social media. That's why we're making these videos. And help spread Sean's message far and wide, but also mostly to people in District 52. With that, I do want to thank Priority Real Estate Group again for sponsoring this. And I also want to say, if you're looking for more candidate interviews, you can find them on the Chamber Facebook page. Sean, thank you so much.
Thank you, Cory. Thank you to the Chamber and everybody for inviting me to be on. I really appreciate it.
Happy to do it. Happy to help. And for those of you out there, we hope to see you next time. Take care.